Hi, this is Donna Biscoe, and you are watching Two Mics Up.
007.
What's happening, everybody? It's your man Damon Cunningham, aka Dame D NYDC. It's Monday night, man. We back with another fabulous episode of Two Mics Up, and tonight's amazing guest, man. Ooh, I'm so excited for this one. Man, talk about living legend and just the notable roles that she's done throughout her career. Is really impressive. You've seen tonight's guest joining me on the other mic and you know productions such as Hidden Figures, The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part One. She's played so many complex characters that continue to showcase her talent in films like Girls Trip and Night School. Where she brought a lot of warmth and humor, to her roles as a mother and grandmother. But really, I think for a lot of you, the standout has really been on television. Where we've seen her in guest appearances in series such as Nashville and Drop Dead Diva, but most recently as the formidable Lady Leona Byrd and the incredible series Saints and Sinners. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for tonight's amazing guest, Donna Biscoe. Donna, thank you so much for joining. I love the smile. I love the thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Like, I have to start at the beginning. Like, who is Donna Biscoe? The woman. When she's not creating and she's not bringing her gifts to us, on big screen and on TV.
My career is so strange because I don't have any. I'm not a formally trained actress.
Mm-hmm.
I literally fell into acting. I was a flight attendant with
What?
Eastern Airlines. You remember Eastern Airlines?
Yeah, we're going way back. We're going way back for those who don't know. But yes.
Yes. And I met a casting director
Wow.
on one of my flights. And he was going through headshots and whatnot, and, being nosy, asking what he was doing. And we got into this long conversation. Everybody and their mother wants to be in the business in some kind of way.
That's
So
right.
I'm
That's
like,
right.
yeah, I've always been interested in this. And
Wow.
so by the end of the flight, he had asked me to work the conference he was casting. And I was like, oh, okay. So when I got home, I decided to go and have headshots ready, because I wanted to be ready when he contacted me and the whole bit. And I had headshots and had never done anything in my life. Never heard from him again.
Okay.
So I
Wow.
decided, since I had spent all that money on those headshots, I during this time you can literally just walk into an agent's office and off a headshot.
Right.
And I did.
Wow.
And knock on wood, the very first agency that I took my headshots to call me. And I have literally been working ever since.
Look at that.
And when I'm not working, I like designing. I'm at that point in my life where I just redesign a room every year. So we're doing that now. So
Wow.
right now I'm just redoing my home and, constantly looking for work. That's what it's
I
about.
know that's right. Well, look, you shouldn't have to look too hard. I mean, hopefully and prayerfully, they're really coming to knock down your door because one, we're thankful just in that story that this is something that you fell into, because you definitely do shine and you do stand through or shine through with your presence and what you do bring, to the
Thank you.
screen. And I say that really because I think a lot of people might be more familiar with your most recent work, you
Hmm.
know, Lady Leona Byrd and Saints and Sinners, man. I mean,
Yeah.
man, she can be described as, powerful, um, but yet complex, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know for you because you seem like you're very humble and you're very grounded. Like, how did you approach portraying, her evolution throughout the series,
Yeah.
especially in that final season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird because when that very first episode, I was only supposed to work on that show
Oh wow,
once.
really?
Yeah. They booked me for a day. I was going to play Vanessa's mother in that one episode,
What?
but they really liked what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And they just started booking me again
That's
and
right, Victor.
again
Come
and
on with it.
again.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
Before I knew it, I was basically a regular on the show.
Love that.
And I really just, Vanessa and I just were so like this
Very in sync.
on that show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I often say that people misunderstand Leona because Leona was just, she just loved her family.
She
And
did.
she would do anything to protect them. She
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
misguided sometimes in how
Sometimes,
she
yeah.
did it, but
That's for sure.
that was her goal in life was to take care of her family.
Wow, I love it. And as the callbacks kept coming because look, that's the most important thing. The callbacks kept coming. But were there times like when you read a script or your part in the script and it required that evolution, like did what did you really dig into? Was it something maybe personal or something? Because we all, I don't want to say we all, but I've had family members sometimes that reminded me aspects of Lady Leona
Yeah,
Byrd.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So where there's like pieces of you and your childhood and different things that maybe you
Yeah.
jumped into to bring that
Well,
about.
I'll tell you, if you ask my family, my family will tell you, you are Leona.
Okay.
So there are aspects of Leona
Hmm.
that are me because I can be tough, I can be tough on my family and
Yeah.
have my own expectations of
Yeah.
them, and she did with her family, and I'm very protective of them,
Mm.
and especially my daughter, she's seen me go off on some people when they
I'm
approach
pretty
her.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
You
that that mama
so
bear, that mama bear come out. I know
yeah,
that's right.
yeah, and that's basically who Leona was. She was a mama bear,
I
and
love it.
all except for her grandson. It was like that became the running joke
Yeah,
on
well, I did. It really
ever
did.
trying to kill that poor boy.
Like for whatever reason, I was like the devil spawned or whatever. I mean, it was just that constant.
Constant. It was
My
constant.
goodness. But it
And
made for great. It made for great TV.
it did.
And
It was fun. He and
it,
I had the best time with our relationship in that show.
any
We
any
really,
funny stories that you can share, just maybe based off of that loving onset relationship with each other.
I will never ever forget the day we had to shoot the scene where I once again tried to kill him and tried to hit him with the shovel
Uh-huh.
and bury him.
Oh my
That
goodness. I remember that.
because I was like so scared. And we had a stunt coordinator, the whole thing, but I was like, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I do not want to hit this child. And we were like, trust me, trust us, trust
It's
us.
gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. And Trey was just like, Donna, you got this. I know how to get out of the way. So after a while, I just started swinging,
Oh
and it all
man,
turned out okay. So we had a good time that day.
I love it. I love it. And what even better, just from the transition of the success of the TV show. I mean, it spun in basically into a movie.
Yeah.
And 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 were there any memorable moments like being able to be on set and being able to work to bring, that what we got to see almost, every week for what I believe 6 seasons it was,
Yeah,
to be able to bring that together on set and bring that same magic now to a bigger screen. Like,
to a
what was that
bigger,
like?
yeah.
Mhm.
You know what is so funny because I have been hearing rumors
Uh-huh.
about a movie,
Okay.
but nobody had really approached me yet. So
Ah,
one day in the dressing room, the producer came in about something about the show, and he said, "Well, did you read the script?" And I was like, "What script?" And um, he started telling me about this movie,
mm,
and he's told me, he said, "Well, most of that movie is about you."
wow.
And I was like, "About who?" He said,
Wow.
"About your character, Leona."
Wow.
And um, we really, really, really need for you to be a part of it.
Mm,
So I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So when I got the script and I started reading the script, and I was like, "Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah." A
Yeah.
lot of it was about how Leona got to be Leona,
Leona, yeah.
you know.
Man,
So
I
yeah, we had a good time with it. We really
I,
did.
I really love, and looking at that, right? Because being one of your most recent pieces of work, is there, or are there, or have there been some opportunity that maybe that you had that unfortunately maybe you didn't get, that you could say, what, man, that could have been me? Or are there any pieces of work with other artists out there that are in front of you that maybe you say, oh, I would like to work with him, or I would like to work with her?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I'm curious, like, from where you are, you're so versatile. And we're going to talk about
yeah,
the versatility, but I'm just from the artists themselves, like, who's your inspiration to say, hey man, I would love to work with him or her?
yeah, yeah. Well, I have always loved Ingenue,
Ooh, I just knew. Yeah,
and I actually, because I'll tell you, any actor will tell you this, I get more no's
I
than
believe it.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get more no's than yeses. So when an opportunity comes, I just work with, and it's about to come out in August. The
Okay.
Supremes at Big Earl's Cafe is coming out on Hulu.
Okay.
And I got to work with Ingenue, Uzo, Sinai Lathan,
Ooh.
these big name artists.
Ooh.
And I didn't know they were going to be in the movie when I auditioned for it. And Tina Mabry is directing it. And I had worked in one of her very first movies.
Look at that.
So when she was going to be shooting it, she thought of me.
Hmm.
And then I auditioned for it and I got the role and got the script. And they told me who was in the movie.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Then I got nervous. Then I was like, okay, these ladies are the real deal here.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I knew I was gonna have to bring my A game.
I know you, and I know you did.
And when I read the script and I saw where most of my scenes are with them,
Mm,
I was like, oh my gosh.
can't wait to
And
see that.
it's gonna be so
I
good.
can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I mean, it's just to hear your enthusiasm, and that's what
Yeah,
I say. Sometimes here is the pleasure of we are fans,
yeah,
and to hear your excitement still.
yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yes.
to be able to, like you too, like our fan, to be able to work with some of these greats and show your talents. And, you are more than deserving to be on the screen with these greats as well. So, but I just love your say it gives me adrenaline, the goosebumps and the adrenaline. I can't wait to see it just based off of,
Yeah.
your
I
excitement.
still get just as excited about doing a project as I did. This isn't supposed to be ringing. I turned it
It's
on.
it's okay. It's okay.
As I do my very first time working.
I see.
And especially when it's somebody I haven't worked with
Mm,
before, or
mhm.
it's a new director, and it's a new project because each one is brand new, is different. I have to figure out who that person is, how to
Right.
approach it. So they're all like new for
Yeah.
me. So it makes it very exciting. I never ever get tired of it.
Look, I love it. Like I say, if this makes me feel good, like you said, you never get tired of it. You're bringing that same fresh energy, every time. And you know, I do want to transition really, quick because I want to go through your career a little bit because when I said early on in the introduction how you've taken on different roles, but you've also done it across different genres of film as well. And I'm curious to know, for you, sometimes when you're sitting down, and like you said, I understand, like, and as an artist, you get more no's, but having the opportunity to read scripts, sometimes do you even look at them and say, hey, you know what, maybe this one is not for me, or
Yes.
is there something in a character that maybe attracts you? And like, how is your process really like when you're kind of going through a script? Is it with a team, or
Yeah.
you bounce it off to the people? Like, I'm just interested to know how you go through your process.
Well, because when because in the last 3 years, 4 years, I've just begun to work with representation out of Los Angeles.
Hmm, hmm.
So I'm beginning to get media roles.
Got you.
And they don't automatically assume I want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my manager, she might look at a project, or look at what it is and send it to me to see if I'm interested.
Got
And
you.
just according to what the audition pieces are,
Hmm.
um, I make my decision from that, because I've gotten stuff where people were just, I got one script once and it had a bunch of satanic stuff, and
Oh,
I'm not
oh,
a big horror fan.
got you. That's not your,
So
yeah,
even,
not your channel.
yeah,
Right.
even in working,
Hmm.
I'm not a big, that's just, although I've done one, but it wasn't that bad. And this one was just like, no. And
Yes.
and stuff like that, and a lot of nudity. I've turned down stuff where a series, I didn't even audition for it. I just was like, no.
Right.
I don't want to audition for this. Um, when you ask around about a project too, have you heard of this? Um, anybody working on it?
Hmm.
The people who are working on it, who's directing it.
Right.
Um, so it really just depends on a lot of factors for me.
Got you.
And I had to get to a place, though,
That you were able to do that.
that I was able to do that, and mentally
Mm.
able, because you'll find as an actor, oh, I don't know, I'm not turning down any audition because I don't know if
Right.
I'll get another one.
Right. Right.
Um, but some time ago, I made the decision in my career what kind of work I wanted to do
Got you. Got you.
and the caliber of that.
Got you.
And
Totally understand.
it took me a minute to get there,
Hmm.
but I'm lucky in that that's where you're having good representation comes in.
Right.
I was lucky enough to get a manager who was passionate about what I was doing,
Yeah.
was committed to the kind of work I was doing.
Hmm.
She was the one telling me, no longer doing this, and that.
That's a
And
good thing.
it took me a minute because I'd be like, but I have an audition, and she'd be like, no.
Not that one. Not that one.
So
Wow. Wow.
it, like I said, it took me a minute to get there. But I think now, for like the casting folks who know me,
Hmm.
they're like on board with that.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's good to have that team, like you say. You know, you finally got to a point where you were able to have that team that really has your best interest first, and they see some things that maybe you don't. And you know, I
yeah,
totally understand that.
yeah,
Being blessed, you know, I mean, my wife is my biggest fan, and she's my biggest teammate. And a lot of times I'll be talking about something, she'd be like, "No, you're not going to do that.
yeah,
No, you're." So I get it, and your team. I mean, you know, from according to my wife, they are on point. They've been
yeah.
very great, you know, working with us throughout this process,
Well, good,
and I'm
good.
glad that they received us in a manner, you know, to be able to make this happen. So
Yeah,
I totally get what you're saying,
yeah. Because
and
you want to be working with people who are committed to moving you forward
yes, yes,
and not
totally.
keeping you in the same place
And
or
and
sending you
keeping
back.
that same spin cycle or have you taking that step back, I
Yeah,
totally,
yeah,
totally understand what you're saying with that. So kudos to I'm going to shout out Cheryl here, Cheryl and the team, because
yeah.
they did an amazing job and they're doing amazing work with you.
Hey,
Um, you know, speaking of which, you know, you talk about, you know, I don't want to say speaking of satanic, but you know, you play some other roles too, where on the other side of that, uh, the film was in a question of faith where you're
mm-hmm,
part of another ensemble cast
mm-hmm,
dealing with themes there as well.
mm-hmm.
Um, and being in a faith-based drama, and I don't want to be delicate because I'm not I don't want people to be challenged by their faith, but sometimes getting into that role just as a human being every day, right? How did you really get into that character? Because I mean, are you steeped? You know, is your family steeped? You know, in the church, and is that something that was very welcoming to you and into
Mhm.
that? Okay, I can see it because
That
you.
was an easy one for me because we were raised in the church. So
Mhm, mhm,
when the audition came to me, um, I immediately was like, okay, yeah, yeah, I'll do this. I didn't know at first if I was quite old enough for it
right. Okay.
because they were going back and forth at the time. If I was too young for it.
Really?
But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But they went ahead and cast me in
You
it.
killed it. Yeah, you
And
did
that was a movie where you had to dig deep because this
deep.
girl,
Mhm.
you know, and so it was just steeped in a lot of realness, and I had a daughter.
Oh,
Um,
I know where you going. Mm.
I just pulled from the love from my own family,
Mhm. I,
and that one was kind of easy for me. You
well,
know,
you
at times I caught myself saying, "Okay, get under control," because I
character, right?
went
Right.
for
This is
more.
Donna. Right. This is Donna coming out. Right. We need to stay in character.
Just going away, and I'd be like, "Okay, wait, y'all, wait."
Right. Wait a minute. Let
And
me get Donna out of here. Wait.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
I
but
love it.
that was fun. Everybody on that set was absolutely lovely. They
Yeah.
really were. Yeah.
I tell anyone, you know, go check it out because I found again, I as a father with a daughter, you know,
Hmm.
I cannot compare, you know, a mother's love, you know, and everything, but as a father who has a daughter, it really touched me. And
Hmm.
it's a great story. And I'll tell anyone if you have time, sit down, watch it, you know, with your family and really
Hmm.
enjoy the film. Just be ready for some of the heavy themes and some of the deepness that
Hmm.
is going to touch you, you know, in the film. I don't want to give no spoiler alerts, but go check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you know, Donna, you know, I mean, time really flies, and we're coming to the back end of this conversation. And, you know, I'm just curious to know for you, because throughout your career, you know, we've gone from, you know, the internet to Google, to YouTube. Now we've got all of this other social media influence, you know, that's real. I see you shaking your head. It's really not only our everyday lives, but you know, in the entertainment industry itself. I mean, we see some of the
Oh,
craziness
yeah.
that's kind of come just in 2024. I'm curious to know for you, like, you know, how has social media changed maybe your fan interaction,
Hmm.
and you know, what challenges or opportunities maybe has it created for you too? Now,
Yeah.
you know, being a more established actress,
Well, I got to tell you, it's kind of hard for me
really.
because I'm not a huge social media person.
Hmm.
I have an IG, and I have a TikTok, but I don't ever go on it. Uh, it really does play a big part
Hmm.
in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was up
Sure.
for this movie, and the director really wanted me in that movie.
Okay.
I mean, he called me personally,
Okay.
and he wanted me to do my tape again. He gave me instructions on exactly what he wanted to do.
Okay.
I did it. I sent it back. He called me again. I love it. He
Okay.
was he was going to set up a professional thing for me to go and do my audition
Oh
because he was
wow.
really trying to sell me to the studio.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he told me, these people, the first thing they're asking me is who is on about your social media,
Wow.
how many followers you have.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling them I'm trying to cast the best person for the role. She is
And
the
you.
best person for the
Yep.
role.
Yep.
But they were more concerned
About your social media.
about my social, and
How
I
many followers?
get that part because I had really just started
Mm-hmm.
with my social media.
And I totally understand that.
And he said, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing. But they wanted a social media person, and then they wanted somebody with a big name.
Yeah. You know,
Um, yeah,
I totally understand that, and it's sad because there's so much talent out here, like yourself, that's bringing it, and it's not about the following. I don't think. I think people follow you because they love the work that you do.
right,
And I think that's the biggest thing is I could care less about your social media. I'm not really following you per se on your social media. I just want to know what's Donna going to be in next. Where can
right,
I go see it? Right, what can I go see Donna in? And like you said, from his side, you bringing the best work. You're the best talent for that role.
right.
And
No, I can understand the studios kind of fit, and some directors kind of feeling like, well, with this person
mhm,
comes people watching the project
yeah,
because
yeah,
this person is in it and
yeah,
she has millions of followers. I get that too.
hmm,
But as an actor, when you're putting someone in a project who
yeah,
has absolutely no experience,
yeah,
simply because they have you know, a
yeah.
big social media following, that part is kind of crazy.
It is crazy. It
Yeah.
is.
But,
Ooh,
call me,
yeah.
I'll coach them.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, man, we've been here with the incredibly talented Donna Biscoe. Donna, I thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story. Before we go, I want to make sure that I allow you to share, your social media with us. So I want to encourage everyone to go out really seriously follow you and get behind you in the work that you're doing and all the projects that past and future. So go ahead and take a moment, share your social media with
On IG, it's the Donna Biscoe.
us. Hmm.
TikTok, I don't know what it is on TikTok. Don't,
We'll
don't go.
find it. We'll find it.
But
We'll add it.
Facebook, it's Donna underscore Biscoe on,
All right.
yeah, Facebook.
Look, well, we got it. We're going to add it into the notes. So
Thank
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Donna Biscoe. This is Two Mics Up. I'm your humble host, Damon Cunningham, aka Dave, the NYDC. You're catching us now, season 7 on the Mogul TV Global Network, #1 network for positive programming, 45 countries and counting, 100 million viewable subscribers on your Amazon and Roku TV device. So make sure you download it today. Check out the show, give us a little love. And you're actually now watching Two Mics Up on our own channel on the Mogul TV Global Network, the Infusion TV channel. Stay tuned for all the new TV shows and content that I'll be bringing to you with other content creators here on Infusion TV. So thank you very much. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with two things and a plus. Like we always do at the end of each and every show, may you all stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.